Good day, Deep in Word family. Welcome to day 18 of our Bible study review. The chapter study for today, it's 4 through 6. Now, where did we leave off yesterday? Yesterday, Yahuwah Elohim told Moses, right, that he's going to deliver his people. And he says, not only is he going to deliver them, but he is going to strip the nation that caused them to come under slavery. He's going to strip them of all of their riches when he does it. And so as we walk into chapter 4, we see that Moses is in doubt. He's like, well, what if they don't listen to me? What if they don't hear my voice? What if they don't believe me? And what if they say, Yahuwah has not sent you? Like, who are you? And so Yahuwah Elohim comes back to him and he tells him, he goes, what's in your hand? And it's a staff. And he says, drop the staff down. The staff turns into a snake. And he tells him, grab it by the tail. He grabs it by the tail and it comes back into its staff form. And then he says, now place your hand into your bosom, into your chest, right? And then he takes it out and it becomes leprous, white like snow. And he tells him, put your hand back in your bosom. He brings it back out and then it's back normal again. And he goes, and if this isn't enough proof for them to believe that I am with you, he says, take water from the river, pour it out on the dry ground. It will turn to blood. He goes, that shall be a third sign for them to believe that I myself am with you. So let's read verse 10 because we know that Moshe, had some doubts about the people believing him. But now we see that Moshe has doubts about himself. And this is what he says. And Moshe said to Yahuwah, I am not a man of many words, neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. And Yahuwah said to him, who has made man's mouth? Or who makes one dumb or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, Yahuwah? Verse 12, now go, and I shall be with you in your mouth and teach you what you shall say. Moses, like many of us, is trying to get out of the call that Elohim has on his life. He tries to use his shortcomings as an excuse to be like, can you choose somebody else? Literally, this is what Moshe says to Elohim. Can you please choose someone else? And the displeasure of Elohim burns against Moshe, but he still doesn't let him off the hook. He goes, isn't your brother from the tribe of Levi as well? He tells him, he is going to come out to meet you. I will appoint him. He will be your mouthpiece for you. I will place my words in his mouth. Verse 15 is further instructions about Moshe and his brother Aaron. So let's read. And you shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth, and I am with your mouth and with his mouth, and I shall teach you what to do. Verse 16. And he shall speak for you to the people, and it shall be that he shall be a mouth for you, and you shall be an Elohim for him. So Moses goes to his father-in-law, and he asks permission. Can he return back to his brothers in Mitzrayim to see if they are still alive? And Jethro says, he goes, since the people who sought your life are dead now, he goes, please go in peace. So Moses takes his wife and his sons, and he puts them on a donkey, and he's headed towards the land of Mitzrayim. So let's read a couple more verses before we close out this chapter. Verse 21. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, as you go back to Mitzrayim, see that you do all the wonders before Pharaoh which I have put in your hand. But I am going to harden his heart so that he does not let the people go. Verse 22. And you shall say to Pharaoh, thus says Yahuwah, Israel is my son, my firstborn. So I say to you, let my son go so that he may serve me. But if you refuse to let him go, see, I am killing your firstborn. In verse 24, it says that Yahuwah then seeks to kill Moses. Most people are stunned at this passage of scripture. So let's slow it down and let's explain what's happening. Moses is still an Egyptian identity. Moses knows that he's a Hebrew, but he has not taken off the Egyptian coverings. The covenant people are required to circumcise themselves, and Moses has not yet done this, and Moses knows better. So his wife takes a sharp knife and she circumcises the sons, and she is angry at Moses. She goes, you are a bridegroom of blood because of the circumcision. And so Moses does what he has to do before he goes back to fulfill this order from Yahuwah Elohim. Verse 27, now we see that Yahuwah appears to Aaron and he gives him some instructions. So let's read in verse 27. And Yahuwah said to Aaron, go and meet Moshe in the wilderness. And he went and he met him on the mountain of Elohim and he kissed him. Moshe then told Aaron all of the words of Yahuwah who had sent him and all the signs which he had commanded him. Now stop and notice that Yahuwah did not tell Aaron all of the instructions. He still used Moses to give the instructions to his brother Aaron. The only thing that Yahuwah told Aaron is to meet with his brother. The last few chapters tell that Moses and Aaron, they come together, they gather all of the elders of Israel, they perform the signs before them, and they believe. Now we walk into chapter 5 and we see that after the children of Israel believe, now Moses and Aaron are going into the courts of Pharaoh. And this is what they say to him. And afterwards Moshe and Aaron went in and said to Pharaoh, "Thus says Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, let my people go so that they may celebrate a festival to me in the wilderness." And Pharaoh said, "Who is Yahuwah that I should obey his voice and let Israel go? I do not know Yahuwah, nor am I going to let Israel go." Moses and Aaron respond back to Pharaoh with these words from verse 3. And they said, "The Elohim of the Hebrews has met with us. Please let us go 3 days, journey into the wilderness, and slaughter to Yahuwah our Elohim, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword." But the sovereign of Mitzrayim said to them, "Moshe and Aaron, why do you take the people away from their work? Get back to your burdens." It says that on the very same day that Pharaoh calls the slave drivers to make the work even harder on the Hebrews. He says, no longer provide them with straw, make them go and get their own straw. But guess what? They must fulfill the same order of bricks each and every day. So the slave drivers intensify the work and they're more harsh to the children of Israel. And so they cry out to Pharaoh and they say, "Why are you so harsh towards your servants? We are not provided straw, and you still want us to complete the same number of bricks?" And this is Pharaoh's response in verse 17. But he said, "You are idle. You are idle. That is why you say, 'Let us go out to slaughter to Yahuwah.'" Now let's go down to verse 20. And when they came out from Pharaoh, they met with Moshe and Aaron, who stood there and met them. And they said to them, "Let Yahuwah look on you and judge you, because you have made us loathsome in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of the servants, to give sword in their hand to kill us." And Moshe returned to Yahuwah and said, "Why have you done evil to this people? Why did you send me? For ever since I came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has done evil to this people, and you have not delivered your people at all." As we open up chapter 6, we see that Yahuwah Elohim has a response for Moses. So let's read it in verse 1. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, "Now see what I do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand he is going to let them go, and with a strong hand he is going to drive them out of this land." And Elohim spoke to Moshe and said to him, "I am Yahuwah. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as El Shaddai, God Almighty. And by my name, Yahuwah, was I not known by them?" He said, "I revealed my name to them as I'm revealing it to you." Verse 4. "And I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their sojournings in which they have sojourned." Verse 5. Yahuwah continues speaking. "And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Mitzrites are enslaving, and I have remembered my covenant. Say therefore to the children of Israel, I am Yahuwah, and I shall bring you out from under the burdens of the Mitzrites, and I shall deliver you from their enslaving, and shall redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great judgments." Verse 7. "And I shall take you as my people, and I shall be your Elohim, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, who is bringing you out from under the burdens of the Mitzrites." Verse 9. "And Moshe spoke thus to the children of Israel, but they did not listen to Moshe, because the shortness of spirit from the hard slavery." Many of the children of Elohim are the same today, because they are under very harsh conditions. When the Father has good news, you stop believing. You stop believing in his mighty hand because of tribulation. But see, because of the tribulation, that's how he is able to show his hand mightily to save. So Yahuwah tells Moshe, he says, "Go before the Pharaoh again and tell him to let my people go." And Moshe is like, "Look, the children of Israel won't even listen to me. Why would Pharaoh listen to me?" Verse 13. "And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe and Aaron and gave them the command for the children of Israel and for Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to bring the children out of the land of Mitzrayim." After this, it goes into naming the clans, the tribes of Israel. And so Yahuwah tells Moses and Aaron to divide the children of Israel according to their clans and to bring them out in that order. So he continues to tell them, go before Pharaoh, go before the sovereign, and tell him exactly what I tell you to say. Moses still comes with his excuses, saying, I'm a man of uncircumcised lips. He's not going to listen to me. The main point of focus throughout these chapters today is that Moses is highlighting his shortcomings as a reason for not doing what our Elohim commanded. Many of us feel the same way. He sees our shortcomings and he is not fazed by it. He wants us to do as he commands and trust that he is the Elohim of all of creation. We need to know where our help comes from. We need to know and trust and have confidence in the one who is walking with us, who is for us. We need to know the power of covenant. We are in covenant with Abba. He walks with us and he does what we cannot. Deep in Word family, that is all that I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Until tomorrow, Yah bless.